Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. I want to tell you about Anchor. I've been with Anchor since I started podcasting, and it's a great platform. Why is it so great? Because it's so easy and it's free. There's a lot of creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast. You could do it right from your phone or your computer. Not only that, now you can add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are just endless, you guys. Whatever you want to do, you want to have your own radio show, you want to do music analysis, you could do whatever creative thing you want to do with Anchor. Also, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. So it's going to be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can also make money from your podcasts with no minimal listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. If you have a dating or relationship question or you need an opinion on something, go to the link in the bio and ask a question and get a personalized video sent back to you. It's in the Linktree/TheGameExposed, and you could ask a question and get a personalized video confidentially sent to you, answering your question. Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And today I want to talk about why did they pull away, okay? I hear so much misinformation out there with coaches talking about why they pulled away. It's because they were scared or this or that. Listen, okay? Oh my God. People that give out this advice, they don't know game, all right? So here's what it is, you guys. Let me explain something to you. When you first start talking to somebody, and especially if you're on a dating app or something like that, about half or more of these people are either married or they're already in relationships and they're out creeping. Dating apps are a playground for people that get on there and cheat. Okay? Men and women, it goes both ways. So the first problem is that you're getting involved with somebody who a lot of times they got somebody. It's like my girlfriend used to say to me when we were out dating all the time. She was so right. She's like, you know what? She said, most of these guys, they got somebody. Now, they don't necessarily got somebody that's a wife or a girlfriend, but they got somebody that they chill with or that they have sex with, okay? And now they're hitting you up. And now they're telling you that they're single. And now they're love bombing you and they're leading you on, and you don't know them from a can of beans, okay? And everything that they're saying is sounding good and they're looking good, and right away, your brain all of a sudden turns on and you feel like, oh, I really like this guy, and it could go the other way too, from women to men and everything like that, or partner to partner. So you sit there and you say to yourself, oh, I really like this guy. But number one, you have to wait and see who you're dealing with. Oh my God, I can't say this enough. Will you guys, please, when you start meeting somebody, stop being so trusting so soon. You've got to, that person's got to be consistent with you for at least 3 months. And even then, you don't really know somebody, okay? It takes time for somebody to really expose themselves and really show you who they are, or show you if they have somebody in the wings. You're going to know if they have somebody in the wings if they're not available, all right? If they disappear, or the greatest indicator of people that are out there, playing game or creeping is when they give you excuses. The people that are giving you the excuses are the people that are not being straight up with you. And that is a huge red flag. Excuses such as, people say, well, what kind of excuses? In other words, they can never see you on the weekends. All right? or you hit them up and you try to call them or something like that, and they don't get back to you for like 4 or 5 hours. Why? Well, there could be a number of reasons, but in a lot of cases, it's because they're with somebody else, okay? They could be with their old man, their old lady, somebody that they date, another option, or whatever it could be. But here's the thing, you guys. Why do people pull away? Another reason that they pull away, okay, is that you are too much work. All right. And that means that what's their ultimate goal? Their ultimate goal is to get some benefit off you, which the majority of the time is sex. All right. So if they start out really good and things are going good, and then all of a sudden they pull away, there's a couple of reasons why that could be. It's not necessarily you did anything wrong. All right. It's because the person you're dealing with either has somebody, or they're juggling a bunch of different people and they bounce back and forth and come back to you every so often. That's why I tell you to watch the consistency. Or the other reason is they feel you're one of these girls that is going to make them have to work for you. And they're not looking to work. They're going to go for what's easy, what's convenient, what's the path of least resistance. All right? So when they're talking to you, and they're telling you, oh, I'm only talking to you. I only center in on one person. Don't believe that, okay? Don't believe that unless you're a sucker, all right? That's the oldest line in the book of a player, all right? So believe me, if they can, they will be talking to other people, and most of them are, okay? So you have to assume when you first start talking to somebody, and especially if you're not in a committed relationship, they most definitely are talking to other people. Why? Because they can. They know that you can't see their phones, all right? Or when they're with you, they could delete apps or delete whatever. It's so easy today to be out creeping. That's half the problem today. That's half the reason why it's so hard to have a relationship, because the temptation is so big out there. It's so easy. And you have so many desperate women, or women that just don't get it, all right? Because they're still stuck in a romance novel, living what they thought a relationship should be without understanding all about game, okay? That's why us veterans are here to inform you, okay? You know what I mean? Like my homegirl will come to me and she's like, you got to tell them this, you got to tell them that. And that's why one of the reasons I started this podcast was to make other women, or, men that get played too, make them aware of the game, because there's a lot of people in the dark that don't understand these things. Like I'm in some of these groups, right? And a lot of these, singles groups or whatever. I'm in over 400 groups on Facebook, right? And they're constantly talking about like, oh, guys ghosting and this and that. And they don't understand that a lot of times they're ghosting you. It's game, okay? Because they have somebody else, or another option came in that they like better, or they already have somebody, or they're in a relationship, or they're married, okay? It's not so much that it is rude and inconsiderate, but they're not doing it because they're trying to be rude or inconsiderate. They're doing it because they got something else going on, all right? They got something else going on. It means they're juggling other things, and you're not first on the list. That's why I tell you, anybody that ghosts you or does any of that kind of crap, you got to delete them. That's it, man. Your cutoff game has got to be fierce, because if you keep giving this person chances, you're going to look like an idiot, a jerk in their eyes, and they're going to keep jerking you around, and they're going to say, okay, oh, I got a real stupid here. Okay. This one doesn't know the game, and I can run circles around her and just love bomb her and, make her think I'm all into her and, wait long enough and get sex off her. Meanwhile, I'm seeing 4 other people. Okay. So that's why I tell you, people have to treat you with respect. And if they don't treat you with respect, you got to cut them loose from the beginning, okay? From the beginning. We're not playing no games here, all right? Unless you want to waste your life, waste your time. And your time is very valuable, okay? That's half the problem today, is that a lot of women don't have a strong cutoff game. They're accepting excuses. They're believing everything that they hear. And that's why they're getting played like crazy. And if somebody is pulling away from you, it could be because they realize that they can't play these games on you. So they say to themselves, okay, this one's too much work. Let me move on to somebody else, that is stupid, okay, or desperate, but at least I can get the benefit of sex off them. So that's really what it winds down to, you guys, when you talk about why did somebody pull away. This is why when you start dating, you have to separate your feelings in the beginning, all right? People say, oh, well, you're putting your wall up. That's right, you're putting your wall up. You put your wall up no matter who you meet. Even if you meet a friend or you do business with somebody, you got your wall up because you don't know who this person is. You don't know what their character is. You don't know, if you could trust them. Trust is earned and it takes time. So yeah, that's right. You have to separate your feelings and your emotions in the beginning till this person has earned your trust. And that takes a few months, you guys. Now, another reason that somebody may pull away or whatever is because they see that you're a relationship type of person. It kind of goes into the same category as you being a lot of work. In other words, you're not sitting there about to have sex with them on the first, second, third date or anything like that. You're taking your time, all right? So they realize that you are not somebody that they could fool, or you're a relationship type of person and you know what's up and you're not about to jump in the sack with them right away, okay? And that's another reason they pull away. So if they do pull away, goodbye, good luck, slam the door, because you don't need something. They did you a favor because they're not wasting your time anymore. They showed you who they were, that they weren't sincere. So the biggest advice that I could give you guys in the very beginning when you start dating somebody is you have to say to yourself, this person is on a trial basis, okay? This person is on a trial basis until I see that this person is worth my time. Will I put my feelings into it? Okay. And that's very hard for a lot of people because, people fall in love very fast. All they got to do is hear the right things and they fall hook, line, and sinker. Why? Because they want so bad to believe that this person is real, that this person is a real one and they're sincere and they're really feeling them and they really want to be with them. But you cannot let your guard down, okay? You cannot let your guard down unless you want to take a risk of getting played, all right? So I know it's really hard because the majority of the people out there in the dating world are not going to be sincere. Okay, so it's a real weed out. You have to weed through so many different people before you find somebody that means what they say. And the way you're going to know that they mean what they say is by their actions, by them following through, by them prioritizing seeing you and seeing you on a regular basis and not, pushing sexual innuendos or anything like that in the beginning or anybody does that, you already know, okay? If they bring up sex in the first month or anything like that, you know that this person is really, the sex is on the brain and that's the way they're thinking of you as a sexual object. So that's a huge red flag, you guys. This is why I tell you, you need to keep your options open, okay? Until somebody locks it down and has a commitment with you, you are single and you should be talking to other people, all right? And that's also good too because you don't get your feelings all centered on one person. You got to keep your options open always. Always be talking to other people so that if one drops off, you're still talking to other people and have other options. See, it's like this, you guys. As long as these people have other options, they're going to play their options and they're going to see what is the best option for them. And some people just like having variety. They like having multiple partners. They get bored with one person. So you never want to be with the type of person that gets bored easily, okay? Because these are the type of people that will throw you away once they get tired of you. That's why I say look at their past track records. Have they been able to be in a long-term relationship and, a healthy relationship with somebody? Or are they somebody that's always jumped around or been single a long time or something like that? That tells you a lot about somebody. This is why I tell you to live your life, okay? And put yourselves first. Work on your career, everything like that, all right? And that later on, whether you meet somebody or not, you could always have a child later on. You could freeze your eggs or whatever you want to do, all right? And have a child on your own if you had to do that. Also with meeting somebody, there's a lot of luck involved as well, you guys. It's timing. It's meeting the person at the right time in your life and the right time in their life. But the most important thing is putting yourself in the right places around the right people, not around people that aren't serious-minded about meeting somebody. And that's why I always say with the dating apps, you're not going to get serious-minded daters on a dating app today. Years ago, yeah, it was possible, and people used to meet and off the dating apps. It was a totally different thing. Today, it's like Backpage. If people remember what Backpage was, it was like a hookup thing where people would go to hook up and get sex and everything like that. And you got scammers. So, in order to meet somebody that's a serious dater on a dating app, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying you're going to be wasting a lot of time looking. So, you guys, let me just sum up this podcast as to why they pulled away. They pulled away because they weren't who you thought they were. That everything that they told you was not being sincere, okay? Now, the only other reason that somebody could pull away, and not for the reasons I've given you, is that they felt that you and they were not compatible, or they saw things that maybe they didn't like, or they're very judgmental, or they're critical, or they're one of these people that, is looking for perfection, which they will never find. You have people like that too out there, you guys, that always find fault in someone. That they could have the most beautiful woman, or if it's the other way, the best looking guy, have everything going for them, and they'll still find something they don't like about them, all right? But here's the thing. It doesn't matter whether they pulled away. You have to just say to yourself, okay, they pulled away. That means that either they weren't all into me, they had somebody else on the side, or they're playing games, whatever, okay? The bottom line is they're not for you. And you got to just let it go and shut that door and just center on your other options. This is why you have other options going on. We give attention to the people that give us attention. We don't bother with the people that don't give us their time or their attention, okay? And you have a lot of people out there. There's a lot of guys out there that have this attitude they are the prize and everything like that. And, women are supposed to suck up to them and everything like that. All right. Unless you want to be a sucker. All right. And be treated like, you're beneath somebody, you're going to fall into that category. But if you value yourself, you're not going to put up with somebody like that. You're going to respect somebody that respects you, and you're going to give them the same mutual respect. Okay. This is not about, you chasing them or them chasing you. It's about a mutual respect that you have for each other and trying to get to know each other. And if you find that person is, lagging or not putting in the work or something like that, then you know what? Bye-bye. Okay? Bye-bye. You did me a favor. Now you're not worth my time. But the big thing that I want to tell you guys is this. Don't get your feelings into anybody, all right? Because remember what I told you from the get-go. They are on a trial basis. I don't care how fucking good looking they are. I don't care how fucking nice they are. People are always nice in the beginning. It doesn't mean that that's who they really are. Their base character, okay? The biggest snakes can be the most charming people in the beginning, and you would never know it. That's why it's an endurance game, and you got to just wait it out and see those red flags. And when you see that this person is not sincere in trying to get to know you, then goodbye. Cut them loose from the get-go before they waste your time and they breadcrumb you. And then your feelings start to really get attached months into it or later on. And that's when you get hurt because you thought they were something that they weren't. Okay? So in the beginning, you're not going to make any assumptions. You're going to go with it and you're going to see, what does this person have to show me? Show me who you are. Let me see how you are. Your actions by following through are going to show me if you're a real one or you're fake. All right? So I hope that helps you guys. If it did, hit the subscribe button and share. And also, I've done podcasts on this topic before in my earlier podcasts. There's a lot on there in my earlier podcasts. So go check it out. Check out my love bombing podcast, my breadcrumbing podcast. How to Spot a Player was one of the first podcasts I did that's good, that gives you some tips, all right? And it will help you out, okay? Have a great day, you guys, and please share the podcast. Have a great day. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and I want to tell you about my 2 books on Amazon. The first book is Regain Your Power. It's all about power and relationship. Who has the power in the relationship? And it goes into all of that, okay? The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time, okay? Check it out. It gives you a lot of good clues as to whether you're with somebody who's a real one or somebody who's just going to waste your time. You could read them both with Kindle's free trial membership. So check it out. Link is in the podcast description. Hi, you guys. I just want to make you aware that the Game Exposed podcast now has their merchandise available. You can check out the link in the podcast description. There's hoodies, there's sweatpants, there's t-shirts, there's cool hats. So go check it out. Link is in the podcast description. And follow Yaz on Instagram at dating_advice_Yaz.